A very pleasant good morning to all my dear friends, viewers, and my dear students. Yesterday in the class, while we were discussing prepositions, I realized that there was a lot of confusion among a few more prepositions. So here is the part 3 of preposition confusion for you. It is a set of 4 words: underneath, below, beneath, and underneath. Now, when we are talking about under, below, beneath, and underneath, in Hindi, when we translate it, it is simple niche. But how are they different in English? That's what we are going to learn in the coming slides. The first one, the river flows under the bridge. Now, if you look at the river, it is under the bridge. It is crossing it. The bridge is pretty small in width as compared to the length of the river. So, the river flows under the bridge. Alternately, I can also say there is a bridge across the river. So when we are talking with respect to bridge, we make bridge the subject of the sentence. It becomes the bridge is across the river, whereas the river flows under the bridge. That's the thing. The next example, the shoes are under the table. Here you can see that the shoes are kept under the table. They are all under the table, which means it's completely under. No part of the shoes is out of the table. So in both these examples, along with the pictures, I have tried to clarify the use of under. The next one is below. Below is generally used in reference to a level. When we have a standard level, and from that level something is below, we use this word below. For example, the temperatures here drop below 0 at night. So the temperatures here drop below 0 degree at night, which is, we are talking about the level of temperature. They go below the 0. Whereas India ranks below China in last population census, which means we are talking about the count of population. Now, every country's population is counted, and when the list is made, we find that China is above India, or India ranks below China in the last population census. Yet another one, where we are talking about the shelf of fiction books is below the management books, which means here the level which is common between the two is the shelf. Above this shelf is the fiction books, and below this is the management books. The management books are above, whereas the shelf of fiction books is below that. So here this shelf, it becomes the level. The next word is beneath. Beneath is more formal as compared to under. When we are talking about under can be a casual thing, especially when we are teaching young children in class 1 or 2. We tell them that the Lord Buddha is sitting under a tree. Whereas when we grow up, we become more formal. We say Lord Buddha sat beneath a banyan tree. Now, beneath and under, they can be used interchangeably in such cases. Beneath is also referred to hidden things or things that are masked. For example, the child is wearing 5 layers beneath the jacket. Now, when I say the child is wearing 5 layers beneath the jacket, means perhaps you cannot see the layers beneath the jacket, but yes, there are 5 layers. That jacket is actually hiding or masking the clothes worn below. The next is underneath. Now, the difference between beneath and underneath can be visualized as neat and messed up respectively. For example, the extra mattresses are placed beneath the bed cover on the bed. So they are hidden neatly and deliberately. The thing is done. You can find my towel underneath the blanket on my bed. So if you are asking for my towel, perhaps it is underneath the blanket. Blanket ke niche kahin padi hui hai. It's lying over there. So it's like messed up. It was just left there. By chance it is there. So beneath and underneath, when we are talking about, beneath is about something which is very neat, very neatly it is placed, it is deliberately done, whereas underneath is more used with respect of messed up things. Another example, it can be visualized as deliberate and careless also. Like the comedian is hiding his sorrow beneath a happy face. The comedian is hiding his sorrow. Now he is deliberately doing it. He is deliberately hiding his sorrow beneath a happy face. You will find headphones underneath a pile of books. Now, first of all, the pile of books, it's not neatly stacked or arranged. It is a pile of books, and in that pile of books, headphones are lying. So both these things, they clearly show that somebody has carelessly left the things all over there. Coming to the next example, next set, that is in and through. In refers to a person or things at rest. As we have learned in the previous presentation also, that in refers to things at rest or person at rest. The cookies are in the cookie box. So there's a box of cookies and the cookies are in there. Through refers to the motion or movement inside a closed space. Now the water comes through the pipeline to our homes. As you can see in the picture, that the water is coming through a pipe. It's not in the pipe. If it had it been in the pipe, it would not be coming out. It would be staying there. It would stay there in the pipe. So the pipe there's water in the pipe, but the water comes through the pipeline to our homes. So comes through the pipeline denotes the motion of the water, whereas the water is in the pipe says that yes, there is some water in the pipe. The last example that I have picked up for this set is our children are in the same teenage that we have passed through many years ago. So sometimes it is not just about things, it is about the situations, the experiences as well. For example, our children are in the same teenage. Our children are teenage children and they are going through the same emotions, same situations, perhaps more challenging situations that we have passed through many years ago. We as parents have passed through the teenage many years ago, and today our children are in the same. So with this short presentation, for doubts classes or regular classes in English language, feel free to contact at smriti.percept@gmail.com. You may also leave a comment in the comment box below. You may like it, subscribe it, share this video with all your friends, all the people who are preparing for entrance examinations. Online live classes are also available for classes 6 to 8. The program is called English Language Skills Development Program. And for classes 9 to 12, there's a complete syllabus including reading, writing, grammar, vocab, and literature practice. And there are special classes arranged, customized for entrance exams and competitive exams. So please do like it, subscribe it, and share it with all the happy learners. Happy learning. Bye-bye.